The unusual day goes by quickly. Saber never laughed, nor could I laugh from my heart. Not like there were any memorable moments, nor were it so boring that I regret doing it. To be frank, this was nothing. Saber might have been happier if we stayed at the mansion and trained together. But today wasn't bad. It wasn't fun or boring, but I can be proud of it in the end. After the battle is over and everything goes back to normal, it would be too sad if all the time Saber and I had spent fighting. Even if it's something stupid, she has to spend some time not fighting, or there's no point in her being here. So I can be proud of myself now, for now. The end is near. When everything comes to an end and when there's no more need to fight, Saber will remember this moment and remember that this happened. That alone is enough for me to be proud of. Yeah, I can get my FGO friend code to you in a second. 1 second, actually. Or you can just paste it in here and I'll add you after the stream or something like that. Either will work, honestly. We go home on foot. Because Saber said, rather than taking the bus, let's go ahead and take the hour walk home. That's just pleasant. Just as I decided to go home by bus. There's some wind now. The vivid setting sun is lighting the bridge red. Saber notices something and stops. She's watching a mountain of rubble. Not even that tall, though it is a mountain of rubble. Steel frames and lights are being piled up right now, right up to the water surface, and are slightly distorting the flow of the river. I don't know why, but it seems like a ship sank or something, and pieces of it flowed into a mountain. The herd of local residents have been demanding its removal for a long time since it damages the beautiful sight. I see. Yeah, you ever just shoot off Excalibur and make a landmass and all of a sudden that just stays there for the rest of time? Alright, yeah. I'll add you after this stream is done and I get to go back to my iPad for it. Oh, so there was a ship that sank. Sports are all 5 stars because I've ended up super lucky as a dolphin. Oh, I wish I had that luck, man. I have had awful luck for like the last half a year. You ever just blow up a boat and it becomes part of the town? Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just fucking nuked a boat. No problem. I should watch out. I have to take care to only use Excalibur in an open place like this. I mean, you know, the entire park and the entire park, I guess, is, you know, a trace from the last war. Yeah, the park is like the biggest like oof moment from it. Like that was a whole neighborhood that burned down. The owner had insurance. Huh. Oh, then, huh. So the owner of the ship was also probably a person in the Holy Grail War. This is a nice sequence in general. Yeah. The end of the date. I mean, to be fair, those aren't even in the game yet. Or at least in NA. I don't know, Kiritsugu prepared it. Oh god. Yeah, Saber, just blast that ship for me. Alright. Yeah, CCC hasn't happened yet. Saber looks down at the river yearningly. The water surface reflects the sunset. The wind coming from the river is a bit strong and flutters Saber's hair. Oh shit, are we about to get a nice CG? Is it because she looks so beautiful like that? 25 stars, god damn. That's really good. I was assaulted by a sudden fear that Saber might just disappear, and I asked something I don't need to ask.
はい。何か言いましたか、シロ。
言った。今日は楽しかったか聞いた。
She gasps. Saber opens her eyes in
そうで
amazement.
すね。新鮮でないと言えば嘘に
But
なります。
was it fun? But what does it mean? He says so in a voice of hope, as if such a thing will never happen again. I knew what her answer would be. All I can do now is nod and just go home. Everything can return to the way it was, just like that. I nod, looking at
なら
Saber.
また行こう。こんなの別に今回限りってわけじゃないんだから。
They're about to get into a fight because if it was up to her, this is probably going to be the last time because she just wants to, you know, end my existence. Alright. I'll add you, like I said, it'll probably be like in a couple hours or something. My in-game name is Stardust, so you should recognize it when that's all there. She must have realized what I want to say. She shakes her head, looking directly at me, as if saying there won't be a next time. Yeah, Heaven's Feel, yeah. As if this is made... Oh, yeah.
それはなぜ?
I'm sure it'll be fine. I know Saber's answer, but I ask not liking the answer I
なぜも
expect.
何もない。サーバントは戦うために存在するものです。
And thus again, it is a battle of morals between Shiro and Saber.
シローが休憩すべきだと判断したから従いましたが、もうこの先は体を休める必要はないでしょう。
And at the very least, we don't really have too much left from the Holy Grail War.
今すぐにでもランサーを探し出したいほどですが。
He looks at me with eyes full of fire. Saber is saying she will start fighting right now if I order it. That causes me to get mad about all the things I can't approve
なん
of.
だよそれ。そんなに戦いたいのか、お前は。
当然でしょう。戦えば戦うほど聖杯に近づくのです。私にとって戦闘は何よりも優先すべきことです。それは素人って分かっているはずですが。
ああ、分かってる。だからおかしいんだ。前から言いたかったんだけどな。矛盾してるぞ、お前。セイバーは戦いが大事だって言う割に。
Saber, like I said, like an hour ago or something. Saber's just kind of like a walking contradiction because of all the things that she's got herself into. Unfortunately. But you don't like fighting. You're fighting against your will because there's no other way, right?
そんなことはありません。私は戦闘をためらわない。勝利するためならば手段は選ばないと言ったでしょう。
Yeah, she did say that. That's not a reason to like
でき
fighting.
る範囲でだろ。いいか、セイバー。単純に他のマスターを倒して聖杯を手に入れるって言うならさ、ライダーみたいに人を襲って力を得ればいい。だけど、セイバーはそれが嫌なんだろう。
それは
無関係な人間を巻き込みたくないんじゃない。いざ戦いになれば人は死ぬものだとお前はよく分かっている。そうだからこそお前は戦闘を最小限に抑えたがっていた。戦えば死者は出る。だから早く終わらせたいって。
After opening her eyes as if she's seen a ghost, she grits her teeth and straightens her stare.
違います。私は戦いを怖がってなどいません。
そうだな。確かにお前は初めから怖がってなんていなかったと思う。そんな個人の恐怖なんて
A king can't be scared after all.
潰されていたんだろうから。だけどそれでもお前は戦いを嫌ってる。お前は単に強くて戦いが上手かっただけだ。けどそれはお前が望んだ才能じゃないだろう。はっきり言うぞ。お前は戦いになんて向いていない。本当は剣を取ることさえ嫌だったはずだ。戦うことだけが目的だっていうのはお前自身がお前をごまかすための言い分に過ぎない。
It's so simple. Why don't you or anybody around you notice it?
シロ、いくらあなたでもそれ以上の侮辱は許しません。
And just drag their opponents to the wild wastelands. Yeah. This spot looks empty enough. I mean, to be fair, they were pretty lucky with their last location that they got to use Excalibur, because they just kind of used it in the middle of the air. Granted, if there was like an airplane or something up there, or you know, any satellites in space or something like that, that's kind of fucked. But don't think about it. Can't stand it because it's the truth. You won't be able to fight anymore if you admit it. Saber grits her teeth, and then she glares at me in anger. I can't back away. If I believe I'm right, I can't run away.
お前だってやめたがってるんだろ。剣なんて自分に向いてないって分かってるんだろ。サーバントなんてやめて、もっと自分に向いたことをしろ。
She needs to regain the happiness she should have had as a human. For that I...
私に戦う以外の選択肢などありません。この私は聖杯を手に入れるためだけのものです。王の誓いを守るためにこの身を差し出した。それ以外の自分の使い道など私には許されない。
I only exist to obtain the Holy Grail. That annoys me the most. Why did she say such ridiculous things like that as if to convince herself? Everyone around her took her word because she kept saying things like that.
そんなことあるか。道なんていくらでもある。お前はここにいるんだ。昔のお前とは違う。
Yeah, like I mean, after having Kiritsugu, like going from Kiritsugu to Shiro, it's a pretty big change.
間違っても聖杯を。
The final wish she's permitted.
どうでもいい他人のためなんかには使うな。ここにいるなら、セイバーはここで幸せにならなきゃダメだ。
I hear the wind. Saber doesn't answer. She doesn't even nod. She just looks back at me.
私はあなたに従うと契約した。だが、心まで預けたわけではありません。
Fuck! She replies with a strong voice.
王の誓いは破れない。私には王として果たさなければならない責務がある。アーサー王の目的は聖杯の入手です。それが叶おうとも。私はアルトリアに戻ることはないでしょう。私の望みは初めから一つだけ。剣を手にした時からこの誓いは永遠に変わらないのですから。
なんでだよ。セイバーがやらなくちゃいけないことはそんなんじゃないだろう。そんな最後まで報われないなんて間違ってる。お前には聖杯なんて必要ない。それに
And Saber's wish won't come true. It's impossible to erase everything that's
セイ
happened.
バー、起きてしまったことをやり直すなんてできないんだ。
いいえ、決してそんなことは。
なら言ってやる。たとえどんなにひどい結末だろうと、起きてしまったことを変えるなんてできない。
You know, there's a part of me that's thinking about Fate Prototype right now, because a lot of this has to stem from the fact that, you know, Artoria as King Arthur changes a lot of things up. And so, like, with Fate Prototype, with, like, a more, I guess, proper King Arthur, how many things were changed up? Because Fate Prototype, I mean, it was the prototype of Fate Stay Night. How many things did they have to change up? Like, how far along in development were they with Fate Prototype to the point where they changed up things so much to get to this point? Because none of these plot points... Like, I'm sure that, like, there's still, like, some remnants laying around of Fate Prototype in here. There's still some servants that are still here from Fate Prototype, but, like, what about the... I wonder what they salvaged from, like, overall grand scheme of things, story bits.
できなかったからやり直しがしたいなんて、そんなのは子供のわがままと同じじゃないか。
Our words end there. Saber doesn't say anything, and I don't have anything to say. The wind has stopped as well. No, the wind hasn't stopped. It's only died down for a second. There it goes. Another sound of wind, just as I feel the wind on my cheek.
分かってくれると思っていた。
It's because it's Shiro that he doesn't understand. It's like, you know, it's the thing of putting, like I said, they were, I mean, they were probably summoned because they were compatible together, because they are very similar in their ideologies. I can say that word sometimes, I swear to God. And their thought process and how they view and treat people. But, like, at that same point, it's also a thing of, like, when you have, like, a not exact replica of yourself, because they are very different people. Because Shiro is much more likely to do the selfish thing for himself, but when it comes to Cut, like, Shiro is still a very selfless person. And when you have two selfless people together, they're going to want what's best for the other selfless person. But it comes into a loop sort of thing. So whereas Shiro sees all the things that Saber is doing wrong, then it's not... He's going to be a lot more liable to step up and call her out on her shit than some other people, because regardless of what happens to him, or regardless of, like, his feelings on the subject, he's going to want, like, what's best for Saber, and Saber very clearly doesn't want what's best for Saber. Very, very clearly. But the same is true otherwise, because we've already seen that from Saber, where she wants what's best for Shiro, even though Shiro doesn't want what's best for Shiro. So it's like, it's a very big back and forth. A cold voice. It contains only rejection. Because pot meat kettle!
私に踏み入る権利などない。戦うなですか。私に守られなければならない未熟なマスターが何を。そのような世まい事を吐くのは一人で戦えるようになってからにしてください。まあそんなことは永遠にありえないでしょうが。違う。世まい事って俺は。ですから世まい事でしょう。自分のことを考える。
Yeah, see, we're getting back to it.
あなたは自分の命が感情に入っていない。あなたは私が間違っていると言いますが、あなたの方こそ自身より他人を優先するなど死者の考えだ。
You realize what you're talking about. You realize yourself in this, right? Like
自身の命の重みも知らない大バカ者がよくもそんなことを言えたものです。
Also, this is the most Saber's talked the entire route, I feel like.
勘に触りましたか。ならいっそのこと契約を解除しても構いません。あとは私一人でマスターを破り聖杯を手に入れるだけですから。そんなに戦うのが嫌ならばあなたは遠くで隠れていればいいでしょう。
セイバー、お前それ本気で言ってるのか。
I ask her with a trembling voice. My teeth are chattering because I'm suppressing my emotion.
私の目的は聖杯だけ。それ以外のことなど余計だ。シロ、それはあなたも例外ではありません。
I stop breathing, bare my head going white, and manage to restart my stopped heart.
このわからずや。へい、そんなに戦いたいってんなら勝手にしろ。もう俺は知らない。
That isn't a good. But I can't stop my emotions. I yell what sounds like an excuse and run away from Saber. I get away from her. But for a moment, I think I see Saber standing there absent-mindedly. God damn, that's the fucking most green that I've seen her eyes. I run. I keep running, not knowing what's so vexing or maddening. I grip my teeth hard and stop myself from yelling out. Just remembering it makes me white out, and I might run into a pole or something. Oh, it would be easy if I could do that. If I was just angry at Saber, I couldn't just take it out on something. Or I could just take it out on something, but that's not the cause of this fury. Not just Saber that I'm mad at. It's so vexing, and I keep running so hard because I hate how weak I am. Saber was standing there absent-mindedly. The words she said just as the wind changed directions. That shit hurts. That shit hurts. That cuts deep. Deep cuts. Spit that out and regret it so much that I almost fall. What was that about? Her voice, like a farewell, sounded like she was crying. Come to think of it, maybe those words were the only honest thing she said. Those words murmured with her head hung. A voice of hope, disappointment, and wishes. Then, who was the betrayer and who was betrayed? I run into my room and shut the door. I collapse. I don't want to stand up. I just want to lie down and go to sleep. Yeah, that's not gonna work. But my body is still burning. My heart feels like it's splitting open and my lungs are desperate for air. I ran full speed from the bridge to here. My body must be exhausted. I haven't run enough emotionally, but my body is telling me to calm down. I slowly calm down. Take a deep breath and let it out. Calm down, Shiro. Breathe. Deep breaths. That's a long run, actually, unironically. And after I settle my breathing, all that fills my head is a question of why I was so enraged. I don't even have to think about it. I ran as if throwing something off of me because I was so powerless. Can't save Saber. I can't save Saber. That fact is so vexing that I was angry at myself. Can't do anything. I promised to make her laugh. I promised to protect her, but I can't do anything. That makes me furious. You gotta push through! That's why I tried so hard, so she'd be able to find her own happiness. But she told me that that was meaningless, and on top of that, called me a fool. What can I do when she says that? I value my life as well, and I don't want to do anything that might endanger it. But this has nothing to do with Saber. I think it's unfair of her to bring it up right there. No matter how stupid I am, I'm sure Saber's wrong. But if she denies me like that, I can't do anything. No, you have to push through, my guy. It isn't like that. You have to... I turn over and lie on my stomach. The floor is the only view, so I close my eyes and black out my mind. That's it. I don't care about Saber anymore. If the Holy Grail is so important to her, then she can go marry it. Fucking what are you, 6? Come on, Shiro. She's so obstinate that she doesn't understand after I've told her this much. I'll be burned if I associate with her anymore. No, I'll be seriously hurt. Ah, yeah, quickly bring that scene back up. Perfect. I've already been hurt, though. Not just burned. I met her, fought with her many times, and I even saw into the depths of her heart to survive. That heat, I remember that light deep within her. Why do I recall such a thing at a time like this? That faraway plane, the memories that girl left behind. If I recall that beauty, it won't matter what Saber says. The Grail is her husband, yeah. Anyways, Saber's unfair. I don't know what is so unfair, but I think it's unfair that I don't know what is unfair. It's so unfair that I don't know what's unfair. Wah! I can't hate her even though I'm this mad, and the more I try to ignore her, the more I can't. It's such a contradiction. Her whole existence is unfair. I can't hate her no matter what. That's such a cheesy line, but I can't help it. If I can't give up no matter how useless she tells me it is, I have to keep trying until the end. No matter how much Saber hates it or rejects me, if I believe I'm right. I remember her face about to cry. In the future, will she make that kind of face every time I repeat this? Even if I'm wrong and Saber's right, if she's really important to me, I can never apologize to her. It's not the best way of thinking. I mean, Saber is in the wrong here, but like, at the same, she doesn't want what's good for her, and that shit sucks. But apparently we passed out in a fit of rage, so hey, nighttime now. I thought I heard a sound. When did the sun set? room is dark. The sound of the second hand of the clock is
ちょっ
annoying.
といつまで寝ぼけて
Wouldn't
る
that
の
be
よ
the third hand?
いい加減起きてもらわないと困るんだけど
Hey, it's your night to cook dinner. Get the fuck up. Thanks for your
だから
tactness,
起きな
Rin.
さいってもう10時過ぎよ
Ah, goddammit, I
ご飯を
was
食べ
right.
させろってイリアがうるさいんだから起きて相手をしてあげなさい
Angry voice. That wakes me up completely.
10時過ぎ
I get up quickly.
そう正確には22時17分夕飯の時間にしては論外
Make
ね
dinner. Tosaga looks flabbergasted.
すまん、寝てた。すぐに行くから今で待っててくれ。
それはいいけどシロセイバーは
いや、ここにいないんなら道場か今じゃないのか。
Yeah, I don't think so, my guy.
シロ私はセイバーがいないから聞いてるの
So, she's probably gonna go after Lancer and just try to end this all tonight. Tosaka is serious. That tells me what the situation is in an instant.
まさか、あいつ帰ってきてないのか。
Then she's going
ちょっ
after
とシロ
Lancer,
帰
definitely.
ってきてないってどういうことよ
Tosaka runs out of the room after me, but I don't have time to explain. I run outside, ignoring Tosaka's words behind me. Back to the bridge. Town is quiet. A world like yesterday where all signs of people have vanished. I don't have enough composure to think it's strange now. Saber isn't back. Come to think of it, that's only natural. We argued so much. She said she would fight by herself. So considering her personality, she really would go and fight by herself. Saber could be anywhere. It's possible that I won't find her and that she's fighting Lancer right now. But still, I came here first. The air by the river is cold. The park is so cold that it feels like frost is packed here. My breath is white and my cheeks and ears hurt. It's so cold here. How cold must it be on the bridge where the wind from the river rises? Bridges are fucking cold. I know, like, this is a serious moment of, like, you know, where is she? That's where she is standing. She's still there? God. Right where I fled from her. Saber's looking out the river, not doing anything. Is she looking at the long-gone sunset? Her gaze into the distance seems to be watching a red horizon that's already disappeared. That makes me realize she's strong, yet so weak. Her gallant figure must be proof that she could live without anybody's help. She's also weak that my hand, but she is also so weak that my hand might go through her if I reach out. She can't do it alone, but she defends her pride until the end. That's why it was the same for me, watching the stars that cannot be reached. She stares at the distant set sun as if she knows nothing else. Can't leave her alone. If I lost, it was a complete loss for me. It made me swear to myself that I would never let her make such a face. I walk on the bridge. I'm making sounds, but Saber doesn't notice. I walk towards her in silence and stand next to her. Hey, I'll make dinner. She jumps. She must have finally noticed me.
シロ
Yeah, I'm back. Saber turns around as if to question me.
いつまでも帰ってこないから遠坂が心配してたぞ。
そうですかそれは悪いことをした
別にいいけどな。けどなんだってこんなところにいたんだお前は。
All's well that ends well. Not a good ending situation. At the very least, she isn't out going and fighting Lancer by herself because she didn't have the best time when she went and tried to do that with Assassin.
はいここにいたのはまだ行き先が決まっていなかったからですシロは勝手にしろと言ったでしょうですから勝手にしようと思ったのですけれど何をするべきか何をしたいのかどこに行きたいのか思い浮かばずずっとどこに行くべきかを考えていました
Speaks like a lost child. She must feel guilty as Saber keeps averting her gaze. We did have that big fight. It's only natural for her to think I'm still mad.
申し訳ありませんリンには世話になったと伝えてください
All's well that ends well, right? Spin dashes off into the sunset.
ランサーを倒し、聖杯を手に入れたのなら、シローの元に戻ります。
Is she saying that she'll wander around without a place to return to?
何言ってるんだ。お前が帰るところは俺んちだろ。飯だって布団だってちゃんとセイバーの分を用意してんだから。
ですが、シローはもう私のことなど知らないと。
そうだよ。セイバーが何考えてるか俺にはわからない。
Saber is a Ronin. It's a saying. I take Saber's hand.
シロー。
うちに帰るぞ。いくらサーバントだからってこんなに冷えたら風邪をひく。早く戻ってあったかいものでも食べよ
う。ですが私は。
You have to be hungry. Come on.
それと言っとくけど俺は謝らないからな。文句があるなら今のうちに言っとけよ。
I say so rudely, looking away from Saber. She looks at me astonished. She looks like she wants to apologize, but I ignore her. I must have worked on her. Saber doesn't say anything and follows while holding my hand. Is there anything you want right now, Saber? McDonald. We come down from the bridge and into the park. It's 11 o'clock. There's nobody in the park, but it's overly decorated with things like the fountain and streetlights. We keep walking. Saber's walking slowly. She was standing on that bridge for more than 5 hours. Must be freezing and be tired as well. Falls forward sometimes as I pull her by the hand.
Saber, もう少しゆっくり歩こうか。なんか調子が良くなさそうだし。
Turn around to check on her.
いえ、体はとても元気です。ただリンの言葉に踊らされるわけではありませんが、こうして手をつないでいると
That's kind of the whole point.
合いびきのようだなと。
That was the whole point at the very least. God damn. So, hearing that, I feel my face burn up in an instant.
そうだな。手離そうか。セイバーが迷惑だったらの話だけど。
いいえ。
I wonder how much they had to flex their programming muscles to get more realistic blinking in
シロー
there.
の手は温かくて。
Fuck. Strip this to half a second eyes closed sprite, half a second eyes open sprite. Yeah, Shiro was doing so well. Where did that confidence go? Our conversation ends right there. I walked on to hide my embarrassment. Saber silently accompanies me. How much further is it to the mansion? I feel embarrassed by the warmth in my hand as I leave the park. Many things happened today. But if it ends with this warmth, I can change religion and start to pray with that priest. But the instant I think so... Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Meet someone we never should have met. My happy mind freezes in an instant. Goosebumps form all over my body and my throat won't move, as if it's forgotten how to breathe.
シロー。
It must be the same for Saber behind me. Her hand holds me tightly, just as I feel an unavoidable death. Saber too feels an unconcealable desperation.
待たせたな、セイバー。約束通り、こうして迎えに来てやったぞ。
Hi, Archer.
あーちゃ。
Old type Moon Classic. Happy moment and turned to brutal situation. Ah, great. Nice to know they haven't changed. The Golden Servant, the unknown heroic spirit who swept away the bone creatures and even cast herself without any difficulty. This will all end well. Yeah, and then suddenly Archer. That monster is in front of us. He's so close to us. At a distance which we could start fighting if we wanted to face a death greater than Berserker.
どうしたセイバー。俺がわざわざ出向いてやったのだ。いつまでも黙っているのは無礼であろう。それとも、俺のものになる前に少しばかり遊ぶつもりか？騎士よ。
Hey now, no. Archer stifles his laughter happily. His eyes aren't looking at me, only watching Saber. With its rude red eyes, looking at her as if evaluating a work of art. Saber's presence changes. She must have prepared herself. Unlike me, unable to even move a finger, she's already glaring at the enemy servant.
Yeah, that's
not the best idea. Her back asks me to forgive her. Even Saber can only manage to block his first attack. The chance of success of retreating from a guy like this is low. Saber is asking for my forgiveness for that low chance. Probably. She knows she has no way to defeat that servant. She can't do that. This is different from when we fought Berserker. For some reason, I know that making Saber fight this servant would be bad. No, I may know the reason. I felt it when I saw his noble phantasms that night. Saber will not be able to beat this man no matter what. It's not about skills as a swordsman. Before that, the prerequisites are wrong. As long as they are heroic spirits, no heroic spirit will be able to beat him. I cover Saber and face Archer.
Oh, そうか。マスターがいたのだったな。
No, there's a different dog in this Holy Grail War. He says happily, "I, Archer, I'm Saber's master." There's not really all too much left to it, you know. Just gonna go ahead and fight you real quick and hope for the best. This man raises his hand and slowly brings his finger together. I feel sick. I'll be killed if I don't retreat now. There's no reason or logic behind it. I just feel instinctively that I'll be killed if I stay in front of him and... Get the fuck out of here! I push Saber away and run as if shaking off the premonition of death attacking me. There's only one thing to do. I'll run up to him, project Saber's sword like when I fought Berserker, and... Yeah, that didn't last too long. My body flies. What happened? The instant that man clicked his fingers, something appeared right beside me. I could tell it was a big hammer, and that it smashed away flying across... And that I was smashed away flying across the ground like trash. Can't move. I feel like all the bones in my body are broken. Can't feel my limbs, my pain is numbed, and I can't even tell if I'm alive or not. Ah, fuck. Well, we're kind of a broken man right now. Luckily, we have that healing factor. So we'll be able to at least get up at some point, but we're going to be in a lot of pain for the moment. For the time being, this is going to hurt. I move my hands to try and get up, but my body won't move at all. My blood isn't flowing. It feels like the energy to move my body has stopped reaching my limbs. I swear, when my bones all heal, I'm gonna kick your ass. That kills my mind. He will kill me. If I move anymore, he will do so without any hesitation. Could anyone move after being told that? Saber tries to run to me. That piece of shit. God damn. But the man won't allow that. He stands before me and waits for Saber to come to him. Saber stops and glares at the man. There's about 10 meters between them. It's a distance Saber wouldn't be able to close instantly, but... Yeah, you're not even... We're gonna have this argument again, god damn it. God damn.
だというのに何を拒む。まさか物もわからぬ小娘でもあるまいし、俺の女になるのは恐ろしいか。
Gil out here straight with the... Hold on. Has he even been keeping up with current events? Gilgamesh's ego. Ah, shit. Archer been staying up with the dates? I don't think your gender politics is up to date. It's some early 2000s, I guess, but still, the point is... fuck you.
そう憤るな。俺は奪うだけではない。等しく喜びも与えよう。俺のものになるというのならば、文字通りこの世のすべてを与えてやる。誇るがいい。お前にはそれだけの価値があると認めたのだ。
Man moves. He opens his arms as if to accept Saber.
そう。守護者になどなることもなく、死にゆく運命に戻ることもない。もう一度だけ言うぞ、セイバー。このまま俺のものになれ。この世界で共に二度目の生を謳歌しようではないか。
断る。
That's like actually never going to work on her, my guy.
そのようなことに
Like
興味はない
out
し。
of everyone,
貴様と共に生きるなど
it's not
ま
gonna
かり間
work
違っても
on
ありえ
her.
ません。
She does not nod or retreat. Saber looks at Archer head on. He stops. I don't know what's so funny, but the man starts laughing.
いいぞ。それでこそ俺の見込んだ女よ。はあ、この世に一つ程度は俺に従わぬ者がいなければな。よーし。では力ずくだ。聖杯を手に入れた後。
Can you even obtain the Holy Grail? That's actually a legitimate question. Can an outside servant obtain the Holy? Well, I mean, I think the only prerequisite is that. Question. You gotta give me some exposition, someone, please.
喜べよ、セイバー。
Yorokobe!
そうなればマスターなど不要となる。
Oh yeah, no. They really toned him down on everything. Fate Stay Night really, but there's kind of a reason for that. They kind of like wanted an ultimate villain kind of guy, and here comes Archer. How's it going? That's kind of his whole purpose. And after they after Fate Stay Night, they kind of like, hey, we can actually make this a real character and not just like villain McBad guy. So, well, no, because he was still kind of that in Fate Zero as well. But,
万能の器である聖杯。その力すべてを飲み干すのだからな。サーバントなどと人間の使い魔に甘んじることもなくなるだろう。
the man says so with satisfaction. To that, Saber replies,
アーチャー、貴様の目的は何だ？
she must have realized that fighting is the only way. Saber asks for her enemy's reason at the end.
目的か？さあ、何だったか。あいにくこの世の財はすべて手に入れた身でな。
聖杯を求めてはいないというのか？
聖杯？ああ、不老不死か。
To the
そんなものは蛇に
snake.
くれてやった。
不老不死を蛇に譲った？
He didn't give it to the snake. He's talking about. Hey, that's a pretty funny analogy, actually, because the snake stole the what was it, the flower or the potion of immortality back in the legend. Saber's presence freezes. What was that conversation? Saber shakes her head and tries to deny the word.
だがこの世界は面白いぞ。根本は変わらぬが、装飾もここまで来れば別物だ。
Yeah. Well, there are different places online that has all of Gil's route translated if you want to read that. Like, it has all the game translated with from the Gil player's perspective if you ever do want to go and read that.
進めるというのであらば、聖杯の力も悪くはないな。
支配欲か。見下げ果てたな、アーチャー。
欲するのではない。 世の財はすべて我のもの。自分のものを他人に使われるのが我慢ならんだけよ。お前とて、その政権を人に使われては腹立たしいだろう。
Hey there, stranger using the sword, the holy sword. Saber's body grows misty. After a brief flash, Saber is wearing her silver armor.
Oh.
Man doesn't even move. The next instant, Saber dashes forward. She runs up to the man instantly and slashes her invisible sword with deadly speed. Repelled, Saber jumps backward. Saber's armor is materialized from her magical energy. His armor must be the same as well. In the short battle, the enemy has armed himself. Saber looks calmly at Archer, holding the sword ready. Even with her stare, the man does not stop smiling.
よいぞ。歯向かうことを許す、セイバ
The enemy happily announces the beginning of the battle. The white light runs through the darkness. Saber, running up to the Golden Knight without hesitation, slashes her sword down, surrounded by lightning. One blow, 2, 3, 4. Each time Saber's swords find the enemy, blinding light is released. Combinations like a strobe. Just like when I first saw Saber when she fought Lancer. Saber drives magical energy into her sword and strikes with it like lightning. Sword and armor clash. The man hasn't even drawn his weapon yet. With Saber's sword in front of him, he's just projecting his head with his own hands. Or with his hands. Yeah. That man does not have the skill to block Saber's sword. Saber is much better than this man at the sword techniques. And on top of that, Saber's sword is invisible. Even if the man had a weapon, I don't think he would be able to block the invisible sword. The invisible sword keeps hitting the man's armor. The sword smashed against the armor shaves it, letting off lightning sparks. All the man can do is protect his head with his hands. Yeah, I'm not wearing a helmet. Ah, fuck. This isn't even a match. This is just a one-sided elimination. But still, the golden armor retains its shape. If the armor is free of damage even after Saber attacks so many times, could it be that his noble phantasm is his golden armor?
さすがにこれ以上はまずいか。相変わらず底なしの魔力よな。
The enemy, who is merely defending himself, raises his arm. Not towards Saber. I don't know why, but the man raises his arm to the night sky and...
戯れは終わりだ。その身、ここで俺に捧げるがいい。
Is that an illusion? In his hand. A short sword like a key is in his hand. Saber attacks with all her power, but... Oof. The enemy repels it with his dark red sword.
今のは復讐の術を含んだ宝具か。
Saber distances herself and glares at the sword in the enemy's hands. The fact that the enemy has revealed his weapon is a threat. But at the same time, it means that the enemy's attacks are revealed. It doesn't matter if his noble phantasm is a sword or armor. As long as you can see it, you're able to deal with it. As long as it bleeds, you can die. Saber readies herself. As the man said, his armor is at its limit. If Saber relaunches her fierce barrage of attacks, she should be able to slash right through his armor. Even if he has brought out his noble phantasm, it won't make a difference to the fact that the next blow will decide the match.
最後だ。前回つけられなかった決着をつけよう。
It's 10 years in the making. The sword in her hand is still invisible. Readying the holy sword sealed in wind, Saber stares at her enemy. It seems Saber knows what that noble phantasm is. That's why she intentionally distanced herself, and since she knows how to deal with it, she's confronting the enemy straight on. Their noble phantasms are swords, and if their swords' abilities are equal, the deciding factor will be their own sword techniques. By that theory, Saber has to win. God damn! What a stance. He does not care about anything. The man laughs. Saber charges without hesitation. Saber's sword will slash his armor for sure. The instant I think that,
ゲートオブバビロン。
an invisible door opens behind the man. Saber's body stops. The weapons the enemy takes are different from the previous dark red sword. First is an invisible sword like Saber's. As soon as Saber defends against it, the man is holding yet another sword. This sword is of ice. She twists her body to avoid it, but the space the sword goes through freezes. Saber retreats but covered in ice. As the ice starts to break, the enemy holds a sickle-like weapon. She instantly tries to block the weapon approaching her neck with a gauntlet. It's useless. The sickle goes through her arm like the gauntlet isn't there and takes away her magical energy. As if cutting away her bone that is not her and not her flesh or blood. Saber totters but manages to stay standing. It is a different kind of retreat now. Not to distance herself and prepare for the next attack. It's a desperate retreat just to get away from the enemy. Saber glares at the enemy, drawing magical energy into her arm. Many handles are floating around the man. That's what slaughtered Castor. And those are the noble phantasms of the Golden Knight who cornered Saber. Ah, fuck. It's a scene that makes even me want to doubt my own eyes. Those handles floating behind him are surely those of noble phantasms. Not just 10 or 20. No, even though I can't see them, I can feel that they are infinite. From all times and places, as if to say that servant has all the divine mysteries from every legend. Yeah, can't figure that out with, the whole Gate of Babylon stuff. Nothing. Saber's voice is trembling. The servant will not answer when asked their true identity, but the enemy's noble phantasm is so strange that Saber has to ask. Estolpo says hi! Hey, thanks for the host, Kurt Dog.
存在するはずがない。英霊は生前用いた武器を宝具とする。ならば単純な話ではないか。この宝具はすべて。
私を侮っているのか、アーチャー。それこそ絶対にありえない。あなたが何者であろうと、他の英霊たちのシンボルたる宝具を揃えられるはずがない。そのような英霊はこの世界に存在しない。
Saber is right. All the noble phantasms he has are real. There are demonic swords from Northern Europe and demonic swords from South America. No hero has his name in so many different places, and first of all, only Lancer has Gaybolg. Heroic spirits' noble phantasms are the weapons they had when they were alive. By that rule, as soon as he has Gaybolg, he has to be Cuchulainn. But he isn't Cuchulainn. So that lance cannot be Gaybolg. But the thing is, that is definitely the real Gaybolg. This could be all explained if it was a fake, but as long as it's real, the contradiction is... No, hold on. Original. A model of weapon? Hey, remember me? Still here with the broken bones. All my limbs don't work. But hi, my name's Shiro Emiya. I'm gonna give a little plot exposition now. It's my time to shine. It is possible. Myths and legends do not start from nothing. All myths have common points because a single foundation became their model. Because legends that became objects of faith are only those that originate in the land. I think demonic swords and holy swords start having special abilities around that time. So before that, what if the noble phantasms in myth and legends had a form before they were given names?
Oh. お前のマスターも捨てたものではないな。
Hi there.
俺の正体に心当たりがあるらしい。
Saber looks towards me, so far away. Can't even help if she's so far away. My body has only recovered to the point where I can barely move my fingers.
Saber! そいつの宝具は
本物だというのだろう
Yeah.
そう。単純な話だ、セイバー。
Help, I'm dying!
最も古い時代、まだ世界が一つだった頃の話をしよう。その国は栄え、王はあらゆる財宝を収集した。集められぬものなどなく、足りぬものなどなかった。王は完璧な宝物庫を持ち、その中にある有象無象の武器は使われることなく王。要はそれだけの話だ。王の死後、宝物庫の中身は世界に散らばり、名剣であるがゆえに重宝され活躍し、いずれ宝具として扱われた。わかるか、騎士王よ。お前たちの扱う宝具とやらは、もともとはその王の持ち物に過ぎないのだと。
It's like inheritance. Go back far enough, a model must exist. So it's only natural for every legend, myth, folklore, and noble phantasm to have an original model. And, in the distant past, if it was possible to collect all of their models, then one could possess all the noble phantasms. Only one hero could correspond to that. One with origins and a legend far older than that of King Arthur or Heracles. One said to rule over ancient Mesopotamia. The half-god, half-human king who collected treasures as he wished and sought immortality. His name was...
Gilgamesh.
Yep, how's it going? She sounds as if she's holding back fear. The Golden Knight, Gilgamesh, accepts the shock with satisfaction. What about it? And the Golden Knight moves forward. There's nothing else to talk about. All that remains is for him to use as many noble phantasms to defeat his enemy. I mean, at this point, that's all we really can do.
やってみなければわかりません。いかに英雄王といえど、超えられぬものがあるはずだ。
Saber's surroundings waver. The wind starts to twirl and becomes a raging gale to protect her. At the same time, the golden sword appears. It can't be. Saber's gonna use Excalibur? Gilgamesh stops. He too must know the holy sword's power as his composure vanishes. Saber keeps staring at Gilgamesh and looks in my direction for an instant. Is she telling me to run? Gilgamesh has his back to the river, and Saber is over here. It must have been when she attacked him earlier. Before I realized that Saber is confronting Gilgamesh to protect me. I pour strength into my limbs. Even if I try to move my numb body, all I can move is one of my arms. But I'll still collect all the magical energy in my body and raise my body with that one arm. Just gonna go limp over here. Don't mind me, still broken limbs. Healing, the healing isn't kicking in yet. Like, My senses were gone, but every bone in my body starts to scream once I start moving. The pain is a warning. Pain is telling me I'll break if I move any further. I ignore it and raise my body up. I bear my pain. I don't have any time to deal with it. I have to get up quickly and protect Saber, because I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know about this, guys! A premonition I felt when I faced that enemy. She will never be able to beat him. The instinctive feeling that I should never let Saber fight him won't go away. The twirling wind is now a raging storm. Even with the holy sword shining in front of him, the Golden Knight does not back away. Moreover, that's when he takes his own Excalibur out and does his own Excalibur blast, and we are at a standstill with an Excalibur beam war. He pulls an incongruous sword from the gate behind him. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! That's the cause of my bad feeling. That sword does not appear in any legend. I could identify every one of the noble phantasms that were floating behind him. But even I cannot tell what that sword is. DBZ time, yeah.
だがそれらはすべて無名であり、俺しか持ち得ぬ武具というわけではない。
A cylindrical sword. The sword is made of 3 parts, and each part is turning slowly in different directions. It looks like a rock drill to pierce through a hard surface.
だがこれは
Pierce
違
through
う。
the heavens, almost.
正真正銘。この英雄王しか持ち得ぬ剣だ。名などないのでな。俺はエアとだけ呼んでいるが。
純粋に宝具の力比べを
That's
すると
not a good idea. The light concentrates. There's only about 10 meters between them. Within that distance, Gilgamesh shouldn't even be able to dodge or attack.
そうだ。なに、遠慮することはないぞ。最強と呼ばれるその剣。一度味わってみたくもあったからな。
It's just, yeah. His laughter echoes through the park. She must consider that
いい
provocation.
だろう。ならば我が剣、見事受け切ってみるがいい。
Saber's sword moves. Her lips move to say its true name. There's nowhere to run now. The noble phantasm released within its true name smash all of its power onto Gilgamesh.
出番だ。起きるがいい。エア。
The cylindrical sword, Ea, roars. That isn't good at all. In response to Gilgamesh's words, the 3 blades turn with a whirring sound. If Saber's Excalibur brings on a whirlwind by releasing the wind, Gilgamesh's Ea creates a storm by swallowing the surrounding winds. Saber is more experienced with anti-castle noble phantasms. It's faster than Eo's roar. Saber pours magical energy into the sword up to its limit in a matter of seconds and executes with its greatest power. There's no hesitation. As Saber releases the holy sword that can even split a river in 2. Just before that,
エヌマ。エリシュ。
a light of the same magnitude takes on Excalibur's light. Ah, fuck. I wonder what the news report for this is gonna look like. Because I don't think there's gonna be much that you can do in the way of explaining. Like, I don't know. We're in a park right now. There's no, like, big thing that can just kind of explode like that. A huge impact. The raging wind knocks over trees and crashing lights become an exploding sun burning my eyes. Gas explosion. They did mention something about a gas leak in the other island. I forgot about that. That was way back in the beginning of the route, though. My body is almost blown away by the wind. I managed to dig myself into the ground with one hand and endure the waves of light and heat. How long will the conflict last? The battle of the 2 rumblings that make me fear the earth is going to split in 2 is... suddenly ended with her figure surrounded by white light. Ah, fuck. Oh, shit! God damn! Well, this park is gone. Or, moderately okay. Because they don't want to... I don't know. I hear something falling right beside me. What is it? Or what it is. I can tell even with my blinded eyes. Ooh, god damn! I thought she might be dead. That's how torn up Saber is. In the distance, Golden Knight is laughing crazily unscathed.
人類最強の聖剣とやらもその程度か。人間の幻想など、所詮子供魂よな。
His laugh is high-pitched, and it seems like it'll carry over the burning air into the heavens. Is it that much fun? He doesn't even look at Saber as he laughs with only his own sake.
Saber!
Ah, we probably have the update on, Gilgamesh. True name, Gilgamesh. Probably also an update on, yeah. We have Gate of Babylon, and we also have Enuma Elish. Star of creation that split heaven and earth. Ah, yes, hold on, I see. Damage is strength times 20 through MGI, may be added to strength at random. Its maximum damage is 4,000, but with the support of the Noble Phantasm and his treasury, the damage increases even further. It has equal or superior output to Saber's Excalibur, and is a sword that can cut apart the world. Good thing it only kind of blew up a park. There's no reply, but blood gushes out from her mouth as she tries to gasp. My vision turns red. What was I doing? I knew this was going to happen. I knew Saber wouldn't be able to beat Gilgamesh, so why didn't I stop her or even use one of my command spells?
しかし味気ない。完全にこちらの圧勝か。相殺することもできぬとは。拍子抜けだぞ、セイバー。ああ、そうか。少しは手加減してやるべきだった。何しろ相手は女子供だったのだ。
His irritating laugh. The responsibility is mine. I thought she could win. No matter how bad it felt, I thought that Saber's Excalibur would be able to beat him. That's why even though I told her to stop, my command spell didn't react. I wasn't serious. If I really wanted to protect Saber, I could have made her run away using my command spell, and there would have been infinite ways for me to fight by myself.
さて、ではいただくとするか。汚れてしまったな。何？いずれ同じ目に遭うのだ。ここで傷つこうと問題はあるまいよ。
The laughter approaches. She must have noticed that as Saber faintly opens her eyes.
Saber, 無事か?
I got fucking blasted! I can see her breathing, but I can't touch her even if I reach out. My body still won't move, and I can't even run to her. So I can only call out to her.
Saber! Saber! Saber!
Saber's mouth opens. She breathes in as if asking for help, and coughs as if even that is painful. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. She raises a faint voice, telling me she cannot see me. I can't say I'll help her. I'm on the ground too, and I can only move my arms. I can only call out to her and encourage her. Can't even see me in this ugly state. She speaks in a soft voice and looks at me with no light in her eyes. She says something absurd while coughing up blood. My vision turns red with anger. I completely depended on Saber unconsciously, and this is the result? I can't even stand up after a sudden attack? I grab my head with my only arm that works. I want to kill myself. I put my strength into my hand as if to squash my head. A firing hammer goes down. Take the switch to turn myself into a magus and smash it in with the hammer instead of a finger. Ah, shit. Osaka's words. She says magic beyond one's level will destroy the caster's circuits and nerves. So what? She's more important than that. If I can't protect her, I don't need my body. She's helped me many times. There's never been anyone I cared about so much. So, if I can't protect her, Emi Oshiro can just die here. I can hear sounds of metal. Metallic magical energy reinforces all the bones in my body and all the broken parts of my body. Oof, that was an effect, alright. I'll give it everything I have. Put it in the highest gear in the highest rotation from the start. And ignoring my limits, I'll create as much magical energy as possible. My spine catches fire and my whole body grows red hot. I bite my tongue and bear the feeling of my brain melting. I bite down on the pink flesh. I can keep my consciousness just by making a hole in my tongue. There's no problem. Footsteps stop. His laughter stops as well.
シロ何をしているのです。ダメだ。そんなことをしたら体が。
You must feel it even though she can't see it. Saber screams, trying to get back up. That makes my last powers turn on. I stand back up. The body that wouldn't obey me starts to move because of the magical energy poured in past its limits. This is like setting my body on fire to make it run towards water. But I don't care. It's better than watching Saber get hurt. That's right. Finally realize what the mind that's about to burn away. From the beginning, I swore to hold the sword because I didn't want to see her get hurt.
逃げてと言っているのにどうして。
I obstruct the enemy. Saber's behind me. Now, not even taking one step backwards. I hold down my brain, which is rolling around on fire, and manage my hands. I'm imagining only one thing. I'll divide the projection into 8 sections and create the lost sword. I feel something hard in my left hand. I don't even need to look to check. The second manufacture of the sword proved successful without slowing down even once.
私の剣。いえ。
I'm gonna make 2 of them!
動けるのなら今は逃げるのが。
逃げない。セイバーを迎えに来たんだ。なのに一人で帰ることなんてでき。
I ready my sword. I hold the sword heavier than a shinai and glare at my enemy.
やめてしろ。この男はそんな。
You know, when that giant ass explosion happened, what do you think Rin thought? Like, nobody in this town could have not heard that. That was giant. So, like, back at home, like, Rin with Ilya having dinner, and then all of a sudden just boom, and they're like, oh, fuck. I shake off Saber's words and step forward. There's 4 meters between us. If I step forward with all my might, I'll be able to attack him. The enemy doesn't move. Gilgamesh watches me for a second, then laughs. Says in an emotionless voice. I instantly block the attack swung at me. I sway my body to the side to avoid the attack. But I'm not fast enough. If the first attack was a sun gust, the next barrage of attacks is a raging wind. Parrying is all I can do. No, I wouldn't have even been able to block the first attack by myself. It is fortunate that I also reproduced its memory when I reproduced the sword. A sword with a long past holds will and experience. This sword must already be familiar with such attacks. I can't judge Gilgamesh's attacks, but this sword is able to. So the sword reacts to his attacks before my hands do. I swing to follow the sword, and as a result, I can't block his attacks. Or I can block his attacks. That doesn't last long. My fingers numb every time I swing, and slowly I cannot catch up with the sword. He must dislike even the slight resistance. He glares at me in anger and retreats a bit. Thank God. If he had kept attacking me, I wouldn't have lasted even more than a few seconds. Take a deep breath and try to control my breathing. And then... Ah, fuck. He takes out a sword. That is a familiar sword. The ornamentation on it is a bit different. But its true nature, the idea of its creation, and its soul aren't too close to those of the sword.
Soul. だが宝具としての精度は比べるまでもないぞ。お前が持つ王を選定する岩に刺さった剣は北欧に伝わる支配を与える木に刺さった剣が流れたものだが、これはその原型。王を選定するという聖剣の大元だ。
The Sword of Supremacy in the Tree. Ram, the demonic sword of Sigmund, hero of Northern Europe. Its original
子は
model?
親には勝てん。天輪を続けるごとに劣化する複製は原型にはかなわぬということだ。
Light runs. The sword understands better than anything that this is the same attack that terminated Berserker in one slash. It must be protecting its owner. The sword in my hand goes for the enemy's sword with its utmost power. The name of the noble phantasm is Caliburn, golden sword of assured victory, but it's destroyed without a trace by the sword called Marduk, the original sin. Well, there we go. I hear something sliding on the ground. Sliding. Is the ground of the park slippery because it's level? I slide across the ground and finally come to a stop. What a thing to think about, huh? You know, this ground is really level for me to be sliding on it like this. Ah, fuck, this hurts a lot. That voice makes me realize I'm still alive. Thinking so, I'm relieved. It felt like I was blown away, but it's fine if Saber's nearby. So all I have to do is get up and I can run to Saber. I look at my arm while I stay on the ground. It's red. My arm is surrounded by a red membrane, and there's no blood coming out of it. Her arm is gone. I can hear Saber's voice. It seems like my body's been injured. That's just kind of, that's understating it just a little bit. You got your arm blown off and cauterized, and like, if I read that right, like, no, I didn't scroll up. I scrolled up, not down. Yeah, my arm is surrounded by a red membrane, so there's no blood coming out of it. So, like, if I got that right, your arm got fucking blown off and cauterized right there. Sure, I was blown away by Gilgamesh's sword, so the wound must be... Ah, I see. Now I understand why Saber's acting like that. I can only move my right hand. My left hand won't move. First of all, my left shoulder isn't attached to my body. Yeah, 'tis but a scratch. Only a flesh wound. I can't even breathe. Diagonally down from my left shoulder, my body is cut from the shoulder down. It's separated like Lego pieces that don't fit together. That's a translation! Looks like a... So you fucking... Oh, what the hell, fan translators? So... The fan translators decide to use a Lego as an example, but don't decide to translate or give a better example of what the fuck a ginkgo leaf is. Ah, fan translators never change. I've been cut from my shoulder down to my waist. It's strange that I'm alive, but that miracle should soon run out. I'm barely conscious right now, and my vision narrows by the second. First of all, my insides will fall out if I move. Maybe I'm already dead and my mind is lingering like a ghost.
なんだ、見事に散らばったと思ったが存外にしぶといのだな。なるほど。生き汚さだけが雑種の取り柄というわけか。
He laughs. Honestly, I'm thankful. The more irritating he is, the more my mind stays conscious.
だがそこまでだ。貴様に獅子は似合わん。その女は俺がもらう。
Footsteps. The sound of him walking to obtain Saber for sure this time. Huh, I wonder what the right choice is here. Is only stand up or don't stand up. Fuck it. Translator's note. Ginkgo biloba, commonly known as ginkgo or ginkgo. Also known as the... Oh my god. The only living species in the division of... Oh, what the fuck? All others being extinct. It's found in fossils dating back to 270 million years. Native to China, this tree is widely cultivated and was cultivated early in human history. Thank you, Jedi. I put power into my right hand. I grab the ground and raise my half-sliced body. I see Saber's face for an instant. She looks like she's about to cry. I'm proud of myself for falling in love with her.
終わっていない。
Jesus Christ, you're still alive? And then he just kicks us. I raise my body with one arm. My legs won't move. The magical energy that forced my body to move has been depleted. The only thing remaining is my beating heart and my organs screaming in pain.
ほう、未練か。だろうな。あれはお前には過ぎた宝だ。その気持ちはわからんでもない。ならばこそ他の男の手に
yeah, no, he
奪われ
really
るのは
does.
悔しかろう。
It's like a very Sun-like train of thought, like every time, and it always throws me off. Like, yeah, I love Subway sandwiches. But they remind me of the time that my grandfather got murdered, and it was like, okay, Jesus Christ, dude. That does it. I can't stand us talking anymore.
だから奪うとか奪われるとかセイバーを物みたいに。
I put power into my right arm. Is there metal in it? The creaking noise, my body reacts to my wish. You won't cuck me, you bastard! I'm not the cuckold in this story! I refuse! I absolutely refuse! I get up on one knee.
言うこと。
I put power into my body. As I do so, the things I need to live flow
な
out.
ぜもう無理だとどうしてわからないのです。
There goes my heart. Ah, fuck. Saber's voice is almost insulting. She's a long way away. From a distant place, she's watching me in vexation. I ignore it and keep trying. Saber's voice is just a burden. Not my body nor Gilgamesh, but Saber is my greatest enemy right now. Because if she objects with an expression like that, my mind will die. Finally, my knee has strength. So all that's left is to
いら
stand.
ない。あなたの助けなどいりません。敗北した以上、私はすでにあなたの剣ではないんです。このまま消えるのがサーバントとして当然の結末ではないですか。
Saber's voice. Damn. If she interrupts me anymore, I'll get me mad even at her.
やだ、やめてください、シロ。それ以上はダメだ。本当に死んでしまう。こんなことであなたに死なれたら私は。
I can just say such selfish things without knowing how I
うる
feel.
さい。いいか
Just shut up, please.
こういう時くらい頼っていいんだよ。お前は。
それは違う、シロ。優先順位を間違えないでほしい。
I have save states. Even if I made the wrong choice, I can go back. That's not true. Oh,
私
God.
の身などどうでもいい。そんなものより、あなたは自身の命を第一にするべきだ。
She sounds like she's begging. My mind almost collapses, thinking that I'm making her sound like that. Still,
断れ。俺にはセイバー以上に欲しいものなんてない。
can't accept her words. Saber looks at me in astonishment. I don't know why she looks like that, but I remember. She told me I was a fool who didn't know the value of his own life. I think she's right. It's too conceited for someone who can't even think about himself to try and help someone else. That's just complacent happiness, unstable happiness for the other party. The most important person is yourself. That kind of person probably can become happy and share their happiness.
俺は確かに自分の命を感情に入れてない。
I was wrong about what's most important for me. Since that day, that seat has been empty. But I'm grateful for that abnormality. Because in that empty seat is sitting a person I want to save from the bottom of my heart.
けどな、セイバー。もし俺が自分の命が一番大事だったとしても変わらない。きっとそれ以上にセイバーは綺麗なんだ。
That makes me realize I didn't feel sympathy for her. Girl I saw in my dream. She fought alone and died alone. I thought she was unrewarded, but at the same time, I was charmed by her. I just thought she was beautiful. She pulled out the sword and ran through her life without looking back. Her life itself was so brilliant.
そうだ。だから
So I have to protect her. So that you, all alone, won't be engulfed in darkness in your last moments. That's right. So that in your last moments on the verge of your death, so that you can be proud of your life. My doubts disappear. My path is so clear.
俺セイバーが一番好きだ。だからあんな奴にお前は渡さない。
After I say that, I regret apologizing to her. But I had to say it. I want to say it now, at this moment, because there would be no impurities mixed in my words. I hear her gasp. I want to turn around and see, but I won't since I can't really see anymore. I get up, and still fight if my heart is beating. My magical energy is my life. As long as my heart is beating, I'll keep on recreating her sword.
よく立った。で、その後は何があるのだ?
Jesus Christ! Glad for that healing factor. I feel a burning heat on my right hand. Perhaps because I'm close to death, I remember 10 years ago. It's a terrible illusion. My body feels like it's still on fire, reaching out for life.
うせろ。お前にセイバーは任せられない。
I raise my right hand and say that.
たわけ、誰が貴様の許しを得るか?
The enemy raises his sword. I hear Saber's voice from behind me. I ignore it, and using my remaining magical energy, I protect the sword once more. And I'm stopped by that light. Even though it's not as strong as Excalibur, that light can burn away anything it touches is coming for me. Feeling the heat on my body, I don't think about my death, but about Saber behind me. He'll be dragged in like this, so I have to at least protect her. I said I'd protect Saber. Yeah, I wanted to protect her. She's strong, but at the same time, she could have broken down at any moment. So I have to hold steady. She's like a drawn sword, so I have to help her so she doesn't get hurt. And then, before I realize it, there's something like a sword in my right hand. Whose voice was that? The hesitation is only for an instant. At the same moment, the Golden Knight, the absolute victor, retreats. Saber takes my hand. The rising light stops. Right beside me is Saber. Right before me is Gilgamesh, opening his eyes and bleeding. What the fuck happened? I don't know what happened. But I know this is a repeat against... this is a repeat of a battle against Berserker. Saber used something I made and defeated Gilgamesh's sword. A light pushed back his hands. A light pushed back his light and must have injured him, who was unscathed up to now. Frighteningly murderous intent. Feels like he needs to kill everything he sees in order to calm down. But the Golden Knight leaves silently. I don't have time to be surprised. I don't know why he left, but even my fading mind knows that the battle is over. My knees give away. All tension disappears and my body falls to the ground. Saber instantly supports me. With Saber supporting me, I look down at my body. I let out a gasp. My wounds are so bad they cannot be treated. Ah, shit, this hurts. My body, cut from my left shoulder, should have died instantly. I must be barely alive because of the healing power, but it must have its limits. My body is almost split in two. I'm sure nothing will be able to fix my body now. I can't even tell if I'm still breathing or not, and my consciousness is starting to fade. The end is near. But the fortunate thing about Saber. I have a fatal wound, but it seems Saber is just fatigued. She's unarmed now and her wounds are completely healed. So even if I retire now, Tosaka should be able to do something. That sound again. A sound as if my bones are creaking is coming from my body. I look down at my wound. There are many swords. What looks like blades or swords are layered on top of each other and crowding around to connect my separated body, making that sound. I feel dizzy. Feels like every bone in my body, every muscle in my body is made out of swords. There's no such thing. Must have been just my imagination, as my body is just fine. Proof of that, my separated body is starting to connect, and my cuts are healing quickly. It's more like restoration than healing. This is more creepy than strange. Hey, Ren, can you reattach limbs? Oh god. It seems I'll be saved, but this is too...
この分なら死ぬことはなさそうですね、マスター。
I hear Saber's voice by my ear. It's really close by.
いや、それは助かるけど。
Trying to finish, but I'm assailed by dizziness. Then, my body's enclosed by soft arms.
セイバー。
いいえ、私には分かりました。傷が癒されるのは当然です。
I can't stay conscious. Because I produce too much magical energy. My tired mind wants to sleep right now. How strong is she? Saber wraps her arms around me and holds me tight.
やっと気づいた。シローは私の鞘だったのですね。
She says so in a deep, seeping voice. The feeling is so comfortable that my remaining consciousness fades away. I'm glad to be saved and I let my body sleep. But before that, I complained to myself that it would have been more perfect if our possessions were reversed. At the end, I see that red hill once more. A red memory. I dive deeper into her memory and I realize this is the last time. These are the memories of a night which I have seen many times before. After becoming king and becoming the will of the country, by killing her own will, her days were filled with neglect, even from her trusted knights. Every time she won a battle, Artoria was made to wish for a battle she did not wish for. She continued to hide her sex, surrounded by suspicion. What awaited this isolated girl was a rebellion by one of her relatives. A young knight took over the country while the king was on an expedition. The man's name was Mordred. About that. Oh my god. That knight was the son of Morgan. The sister of the King of Knights was actually the son of the King of Knights. To start at the end, Artoria could not have children as a woman, but Mordred certainly inherited the blood of Artoria. Artoria's older sister, Morgan. Not sure how far she went, but she despised Artoria for becoming king, even though Artoria was younger than her. Mordred was created as her other self. He served as king as a knight, without an unknown father, waited for his chance to take over the throne, and finally organized a revolt. This was the battle later known as the Battle of Camlan, the final battle of King Arthur. King Arthur discovered Mordred's betrayal on her expedition and returned to her homeland with her tired troops to invade her own territory. She slashed away knights that used to serve her. She attacked the lands she once protected. A few knights that stayed with her died off, and the only ones standing at the end were her and Mordred. Their personal combat ended with the king's victory, but she did not emerge unscathed. Mordred was bound by a strong curse, so he still swung his sword even after his death and left a fatal wound on the king. That is the end of this battle. The last of her, the one called the King of Knights. It must have been painful. Come to think of it, none of her battles were painless. Every one of her 12 battles was severe, and this just happened to be the greatest wound appropriate for her end. She returned to her territory and destroyed her own army. She punished the knights who used to serve her, and the knights following her all died. And in the end, she had to kill her own son, even if he was son only in name. I cannot tell what she went through or what went through her mind, but I have to wish. This lone king who tried to be a king until her last moments. I wish that her last dream might be a normal dream, one that the girl called Arturia might wish for. I opened my eyes. I don't know when I got back, but I'm in my room laying on my futon.
ああ、気がついたのですね、シロ。
セイバー、俺は
You kinda got cut in half and then got healed.
あれから今まで眠っていたのです。体の方はほぼ完治していますから。
そうか。それはいいけど。
What about Saber? She used Excalibur. She may not even have enough magical energy to heal
セイ
herself.
バー、ずっと俺の手当てを。
Probably ask about that because that is an incredibly important factor.
手当てといっても汗を拭く程度です。私はリンのように人の傷を見ることはできませんから。
バカ、そんなことしなくていいんだ。今は俺よりセイバーの方が辛いだろう。
そのようなことはありません。シロに比べれば。
But what about your magical energy reserves? Because we kind of have to still worry about that, you know.
今のは聞き捨てなりませんね。いくら傷が塞がったと言っても、シロは死んでもおかしくない傷だったのです。
Saying so, Saber reaches for the wash bowl next to her. There's a cold towel in there. After squeezing the water out of it, she wipes my sweating body. I'm really embarrassed.
シロ、傷が痛むのですか？また熱が出てきたようですが。
熱なんか出てない。いや、そうじゃなくて。いいからセイバーも休んでくれ。今は元気かもしれないけど、エクスカリバーを使ったんだ。セイバーの方こそ休んでなくちゃダメじゃないか。
Yeah, last time she used Excalibur, that wasn't the best time for us, I'm gonna be honest.
まあ、それはそうなのですが。
Then you should lie
今は
down.
私の方が元気ですから。マスターの傷が癒えるまで、私が守
You
るのは
have
当
a
然でしょう。
healing factor.
それはもっともな話だよな。
Crap. Can't object if she says so with that kind of expression.
分かったよ。俺もしっかりと休むから、セイバーもちゃんと休んでくれ。セイバーが休んでくれないと、俺も落ち着いて眠れない。
それはそうですね。私とて睡眠を取らねばならぬ身ですから。
Saber nods, squeezes the cloth, and puts it on the side of the wash bowl. So I let Saber take care of me and suppress my embarrassment.
それでは、私も先に休ませていただきます。御身、くれぐれもお大事に。シロ。
ああ。
おやすみなさい。言いそびれましたが、礼を言います、シロ。あなたが助かって、本当によかった。
I'm sure we're glad that we're okay too. Saber smiling in the moonlight. They look ephemeral because of the weak moonlight. The sliding door is shut before I can find out. I don't know if I'm happy or lonely now that Saber's gone. I did want her to stay by my side, but that'll be a burden on Saber. And if we stay like that, it'll just be like that night. Fucking stop showing that! I shake off the image in my head. I'm glad that the fucking Real Tanu doesn't have the H scenes. Goddamn. Too many things happened that day. It was only a day, but it felt like a week. The date with Saber was more troublesome than fun. We ended up having an argument, and I left Saber alone. And the giant explosion. No, I have to rest for now. I can think later. There's not only Gilgamesh, but Lancer as well, and his unknown master. We can't win unless we start over in our best conditions. It happened a few hours ago. She said something about me being her sheath. I was badly injured and about to fall asleep, so I couldn't ask her why. Can't fall asleep. Saber's dream, her resolute face in front of her death, and her face when she nursed me overlap each other. Night. Frailness of her smile won't get out of my head. A smile that never showed up on the girl in my dream. She says that it makes her happier when I smile. It's vexing. Why is it vexing instead of saddening? I don't know why I'm annoyed to the point of anger. Yeah, yeah, Lancer's just like off on the side doing like his usual pose where he's just like in a crouching position with like his lance up on his back, and he's like just looks over to the side, sees a giant ass explosion, and he's like, I don't know about that. I smack the futon. I'm about to rage around because of the unknown irritation. No, not in the slightest. I hear her worried voice from the other side, sliding screen. I was out of breath, so it must have sounded like I tossed around because of pain. Ah, fuck. No, it's better if I go over there. No, that's bad. Something I've kept in myself would overflow if I see Saber right now.
Saber.
Yeah, basically. Start talking through the sliding screen. Maybe it's because I can't see her, but I recall the smile I last saw on her. Saber was smiling happily. My frustrations increased instead of calming down. I don't know why my body is heating up, but I need to talk to Saber. I have to say that it's wrong. I don't really know what's right. I don't know what's really right, but I have to tell her that I'm not wrong about this. Just so you know, I'm right. My tongue and throat tremble. I can't turn back once I say this. I fully acknowledge it and... I'm pushed by an unknown impulse and say this. He doesn't even need to ask. I'll keep repeating myself until you realize it.
Saber, もう十分なんじゃないのか。お前は頑張ったんだろう。一人で戦い抜いたんだろう。なら、セイバーが幸せにならないなんて嘘だ。お前は立派に誓いを果たした。なら、このままアルトリアに戻ってもいいはずだ。
And then the music cuts and she's like, no.
何を言うかと思えば。
ずっと言い続ける。そんなの惚れちまったんだから仕方ないだろう。だからセイバーは、いや、お前はアルトリアに。
I suppress my sudden fury. It's about to burst out. Saber only needs to say one thing before that.
私を困らせないでほしい。そのようなことを言われても、私は。
Her answer doesn't change. My heart aches at her determination.
シロは私の過去を知って、私の中に何度も入ってきた。私の答えなどあなたが知っているはずなのに。
I was in the middle of an inspirational speech. Like, the music was playing and everything. I figured that would be like, you know, you would come around, but...
私がどれほどの罪を重ねてきたのか。
Yeah, I did. She sacrificed many people in the name of the king and killed many enemies. I don't intend to ignore that or pretend it didn't happen. Still, even knowing that, I want the girl named Artoria to become happy.
それがどうした？この感情が何かは知らない。俺はただセイバーをこのままにしておけないだけだ。セイバーは笑ってくれ。俺はもっとずっとセイバーと一緒にいたい。
Childlike unilateral confession. Unilateral? Yeah. Unilateral. Within the silence, I wait for her answer. What's Saber doing on the other side of the sliding screen? Are my words reaching her?
私の答えは変わりません。王の誓いは破れない。ふさわしくなかったとはいえ、私は王として国を任せられた。その責務を果たせなかったというのに、そんな。
Can't hold myself back any longer. Her voice sounds so sad. I don't want to hear the lonely oath to be the king instead of her words as Artoria. I already know that. I didn't become this vexed to hear those screams. I kick my futon. In front of me is the sliding screen separating our rooms. You get it? It's supposed to be symbolic of the separation between those two. But with Shiro coming and opening that door, he's opening the door to her heart and separating the one thing that had always gapped them, or had the gap for them. It's supposed to be symbolic. The sound of the sliding screen feels distant. My mind blanks out. Why was I so angry? Why was I so sad? I have a feeling this was an H scene in the original game. Her eyes shake as if about to cry. Her gorgeous neck and slender shoulders. This was definitely an H scene in the original game. Her golden hair reflects the moonlight, just like when we first met. I'm embracing her when I notice. I'm embracing her so hard I could break her, but she doesn't resist. This is 100%. Like, fucking, I've played enough VNs to know where an H scene is, and this is definitely an H scene. Yeah, because you played yours a while back before the Real Tenua patch was a thing. I didn't feel like this back then. What a ridiculous story. I wanted to become a superhero, but I never fell in love with anyone, nor was I unwilling to let go of anyone.
Saber.
Feels like she'd disappear if I didn't keep holding her. I don't know how long I've held her, but I finally figured out that she won't disappear and loosen up.
シロ、突然に何を？これは一体どういうことですか？
She moves slightly in my arms. Her lips tremble and try to say something, but I close them with a soft touch. Her body is slightly trembling. I'm staring at Saber, but I'm not seeing anything. In its place, my lips feel Saber's kindness. Is that what the kids call it nowadays? Our lips part. Welcome back! You're in the middle of a replacement for an H scene. Saber's hand on my chest pushes apart.
シロ、今の口づけは？
Not replacement, like H scene light. Does she say it was a mistake? Does she want to say? She looks up at me with a face that's about to cry.
間違いなんかじゃない。何度だって言うぞ。セイバーが好きで、このまま話すことなんてできない。それが嫌なら言ってくれ。俺とはマスターとサーバントの関係に過ぎないと断言して。
Keep on being a fucking walking contradiction. It's okay.
今日もそのようなことを口にしろというのですか？あなたは。
あ、セイバーがはっきり言わない限り。
We dragon. No, we already seen the dragon scene. We probably won't see the dragon scene again. I don't know. Maybe we will. The sun roar. Even if it would make her temporarily forget her determination to be king. As a long silence, I keep holding her and feel her softness. She's still tense, not wanting to be embraced. All we hear are our breaths and the beatings of our heart. How many times did our hearts beat? Saber slightly puts in more power on the hand into the hand on my chest.
あなたの気持ちには応えられない。あなたがその正しさを変えられないようにできるのはせめて
What if I
許
don't
される
forgive
としたら
Her pause aches my heart. She bites her lip, trembles, and says this as if to make a confession that this night is unforgivable. But still, her unresisting body and her wavering eyes tell me that. Only this one night. She wants to stay like this until the night ends. I raise my hand to embrace her again, but...
宝具を使いましたから。
God damn it!
白から力をもらわないと。
We dragon boys! Her quiet voice stops me. I can't say anything. That reason is her best absolution, her biggest modest wish.
ああ、そうだったな。けど、ちゃんと動いてるのか。
はい。今でも白からの供給は続いています。ですから、回復す
I
るために
wasn't
は
expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Be close to each other like this. That's the limit. This is the distance between us. A girl bound by her oath and myself who cannot destroy her oath. Saber moves within my arms. Am I gonna have to fucking move this shit? I have the sensor ready. I don't know how bad it's gonna get. The thing is, like both of the other ones were questionable on whether or not I had to use the sensor. So, like, I used them just to be safe, but if they're gonna be fully closed the entire time, I don't give a fuck. At the same time, the feverish heat in my body returned. My arms panic at her warmth. I'm painfully aware of her softness and slenderness. I'm ashamed for panicking. Saber's cheeks are red as well, and she looks embarrassed. If we have sex, then everything will be okay. I nod back. Happiness overwhelms my embarrassment. I'm gonna be with Saber until morning. We can't touch each other anymore, but we can still be close using our hearts. We can't touch each other anymore because what is this game rated? Hold on, let me go grab the case. Fucking hell. This game is rated Sero C, which is fuck, I don't remember what Sero C is for. If anybody wants to get on that for me, what Sero C is, I'd appreciate it.
今夜は私が支度をしますので、先に部屋に戻っていただけませんか?
Saber stands. I'm reluctant to let her go, but I can't be like this forever. I head to the sliding screen. I turn back to look at Saber as I close the screen. With her hands at her collar, Saber shyly returns my gaze. It feels like I'm doing something impure, so I quickly close it. It's rated banned by Twitch. For some reason, I sit Japanese style on the futon as I wait. I'm going to be sleeping together with Saber. Just the thought of it causes me to dance inside my head. This is to help Saber, and also to grant her my small wish. Is that a euphemism for your dick? Saber may be able to smile someday if we pile up such small wishes. But the battle is nearing its end. Will we have enough time? Okay, do I have to use it? My hand's on the button. The screen opens. I shake the depressing thought from my mind and welcome Saber. I turn around and see... she's in a nightgown. Let's see. Do I dare? I quietly swallow my breath. Nah, I'm just gonna keep it on... I'm just gonna keep it on this, fuck it. I don't want any Twitch cops coming in and being like, that's an awfully suggestive nightgown you got there. Her white figure shows up in the darkness. With that, my agitation disappears. It's probably because she's too beautiful. My agitated mind comes to its senses and clears up. Do I look strange in this? No, that's not true. I'm probably troubled because you're so dazzling. I murmur strange things such as how troubling it is for a girl to be too beautiful. Saber wouldn't understand what I mean, but my mind won't move unless I say this. May I go over there, Shiro? Yeah. I noticed for the first time how her small toes look beautiful. Oh my god, Shiro's a footman. As Saber makes her way over, I draw back and spread the futon. I realize that I need another pillow, but it's too late now. Saber and I are sitting on the futon, side by side. There's only one room and one futon, but Saber's with me. I have no dirty thoughts, but my face is burning red, and I can't even sneak a glance at Saber. Please go ahead, Shiro. No, you can go ahead. No, we'll make no progress like this. I slip under the futon, then make space for Saber. I try to give the pillow to her, but she quietly pushes it back towards me. You can use this. May I, use your arm as my pillow? She murmurs such a thing. Saber is in my arms and is surprisingly calm. I'm not hugging her, but rather, she is settled in there. Sword in sheath. I recall Saber's words. Saber is about to fall asleep using my arm as her pillow, and she looks like a beautiful sword in its sheath. Her warmth and her faint smell calms me down instead of exciting me up. It seems unthinkable that I would ever worry about falling asleep with Saber. Saber holds out her hand. I take her hand under the futon and grasp it. We got the actual hand holding in this shit. That's why it's censored. We quietly fall asleep. But before that, Saber, I call out to the girl lying beside me. I want to ask her in the end, to hear her reply to my question. Do you feel it, Shiro? My magical energy should be replenished by tomorrow morning at this rate. I can fight as your servant starting tomorrow. Saber. That is for now, Shiro. That's it for now, Shiro. My role to protect you and to obtain the Holy Grail. I cannot think about anything else until the battle is over. That's... Is that not right? Because you have... chosen to fight to the end of this war. Jesus Christ, I keep on thinking the scene's gonna end, but it just doesn't. That's something I cannot argue against. If I want to do something about our problem, I have to end this war beforehand. First of all, I can't protect Saber unless we defeat the man who's after Saber. But, do we have a way to defeat the King of Heroes? We grow quiet and stare at the darkness. How long were we like that? My tired body wants to take a rest and my eyes start to close. But our clasped hands are warm.
Saber.
Yes, let us think tomorrow, Shiro. We might come up with a good plan tomorrow and... I'd like to sleep like this for now. She says so while gently clasping my hand. Yeah, I wanted to do so too. Yeah, good night, Shiro. Let us return to our previous selves when we wake up. I close my eyes with her close to me. My last vision of Saber sees her smiling warmly. I don't care if this was just for one night. Right now, her hand is warm. That is more than enough for me right now as I fall into a comfortable sleep. This is still going on. Okay, nope. Cut to the moon. Nope. We approach the end of this battle. Hold on. We approach the end of this battle without knowing if we would be able to keep our hands connected even after everything is over. Woo! That was a scene. it really didn't need to be censored, but better safe than sorry, more than anything else. My face of mine is glowing with an awesome power is all I've got for a joke. Why hasn't anyone else used the Oda handle? I don't know, man. I like the idea though. But that is the end of day 14. We've only got one more in-game day left. It's day 15. This is the last in-game day. And with that said, I'm going to cut things off here. For everybody that stopped by and talked with me and had fun in chat, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for the end of the Fate Stay Night Fate route. Take care, guys.